Gotta say congratulations to Ritual Beast out here for the European qualifiers. They put up one of the best showings that we've had the chance to see for a breakdown. Make sure you guys smash the ever-living crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more awesome content. So we have our top 64 breakdown here for Euros from what Lampy was able to put together here. And I'm not going to lie to you, I find this pretty interesting just to kind of see your overall structure of the meta here. 31 Snake Eyes decks. You're almost at a 50% playing field there. Now, the European Championship did showcase, honestly, some different ratios and things than we were kind of expecting to see, because off of the NA one, you expect, things to be a lot more, Snake Eyes, the format to develop. But no, Rogue out here really held on very strongly, which was good. Following up right behind Snake Eyes was only 9 Tempai, which is such a drop-off in things in comparison to that. But you know what? Once again, I'm not that surprised to be seeing that, change in your ratios there. And then we fall down to 8 Ubel variants. So, I mean, you know what your top meta is here. It's the same 3 that have been battling it out, with Ubel always somehow managing to struggle just a little bit behind this. Now, to everybody's huge shock out of this event, Ritual Beast had 4 competitors making their way into the top cut, which is so extremely cool to see that this deck is doing awesomely well. We also had 2 runic decks or pure runic stun, and then it looks like we had 2 White Woods versions of the deck as well, so technically 4 runic variations in total as well. We had 2 memento combo piles coming out of the woodwork here, which was extremely nice. We also had a magical musketeer deck make top 64. I wish we had the list for that. I assume we'll have it later today. We also had purely Rescue Ace, Gimmick Puppets, Branded, and Labyrinth in your top 64. Now moving on along here. This is unfortunately, we don't have a top 32, we only have top 16 from here on out. So top 16, you've lost a lot of your hopes and dreams along the way here. I'm not going to lie. Like, the numbers for this really kind of started to fall off, but I guess it's fine. It's to be expected that, you're going to have adjustments and things along the way. 10 Snake Eyes decks. That is over 50% of your transition field here when looking at this. Like, that's crazy to think about. You're down to 3 Tempai players as well by this point, which, okay, so much destruction here. And then you're down to 1 Ritual Beast, 1 Ubel, and surprise, surprise, Rescue Ace actually looking like it's trying to hold on here. I gotta say, I like what, we're kind of looking at here in terms of, your meta. Now, all good things come to an end. Top 8, 50% Snake Eyes representation here by this point. Tempai has revved it on up here. The final 2 builds are holding on to, the best course that they can here. And then Ritual Beast, still fantastic showing through the top 8. Like, I'm so happy to see that. And then, of course, we're down to 1 Ubel duelist doing things. Now, your top 4 actually is so much different than we expected. It's even. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. You had 1 Tempai, 1 Ritual Beast, 1 Ubel, and you had 1 Snake Eyes duelist battling it out for the Grand Championship. And then the finals ended up being, what was it, Ritual Beast versus Tempai, and then Tempai ended up winning with like 20,000 life points. Yeah, we'll talk more about that this afternoon. So that's your breakdown. Let's pass on over to those deck lists. Evidently, winning our event here was none other than the power of good old Tempai Dragons out here. And, Mulchummy definitely earned its spot out of the weekend here. I'm very, very excited to see how so many people just kind of toss this card in the dumpster. Like, you don't need to buy this. We have the new one coming out. But the TCG really took application to this and acknowledged the fact that we don't have Maxi. So this card is just slotting in for it right now, showcasing it is kind of dumb. It gets the job done. And of course, this deck, full board breakers, going second. You don't give a crap about your opponent. The people were hyped to actually see Raigeki resolving out here and smashing through boards. So congratulations to getting first place out here. I gotta say, the board breakers are a fantastic thing to see, and it's nice to have an actual going second deck, you know, do what it needs to do in the meta. We also had our Fiendsmith Yubel deck out here, and I gotta tell you, there's a lot of buy steals. Alright, like, if you're really worried about the Fiendsmith stuff being a hindrance to you into today's meta, no. You just buy steal it on away. Like, this is fantastic to see that the TCG is just, that we've just gone so extreme for this. I do see, hi, our dear friend Perulius coming up down here as well. One thing I did like about this list was actually playing the Aerial Eater. I haven't really seen a lot of people, I guess, exploring this, but this is actually really cool. Necroquip was the one I always thought would see a little bit more play, but no. Necroquip's existence is cool, but actually having the Aerial Eater as like a support option is pretty cool. But 45 cards in Yubel, I think, is fine. Having the massive buy-steal defense options definitely panned out really nicely here. Next up, we have more Yubel for you. Well, you can tell your differences in the course of the meta here. This build actually chose to go with like a defensive board break option, which is actually kind of cool. Hi Necroquip, how are you? Actually side decking the Nightmare Phoenix. I saw a lot of Nightmare Phoenix being cited fairly recently. I guess more people are relying on this card as like an extremely good defensive option. You know, hey, you need a spell and trap card, pop, go ahead and board this on in depending on the matchup. I think that's actually pretty good. You have, once again, the Perulias seeing play. I think it's safe to say at this point in this meta, granted this meta is absolutely horrible, having the Perulias in the main, I think, is a good thing. 2-bet Getting Beast, the 1 Chaos Summoning. I wonder if opening will go to 1 on the next list. Sorry, Intrusive Thoughts are winning. And of course, I do like the double tracked. That's actually kind of nice. Actually side decking all of the 1-ofs in the world. Alright. Moving on along here, we have more Tempai Dragons. You do see the 1 Fadra in here. No Perulias anywhere to be seen. That's actually insane. We are playing the 1 Dora Dora. You do see we have the triple power filter down here as well. If you are absolutely worried about Yubel, just slam down the power filter. The standard Yubel player is not going to be able to really handle, you know, getting locked out of the course of playing the game. And it's just the unfortunate side of things right now. You see we are playing the Samurai Destroyer. No Warp Gate down here at all. We were also playing the Kwakimera Drago as that little extra defensive option to, you know, make sure your opponent can't jam you out of playing the game. And of course, we do have Raigekis for that going second board break option. No droplets in the main deck either. I wouldn't be caught dead playing this deck without droplet. It's just me. Some of these decks just have such ridiculous options. I feel like you need to have that. Next up here, we have our Memento Duelist. All right. I've enjoyed seeing Memento actually playing all this Fiendsmith stuff. I don't know what it is with, you know, just them having to rely on it, but I've so many more people are like, do you really need this? I mean, honestly, it helps the deck's consistency. Not saying that Memento has consistency issues, but, you know, if you can make your deck better, why not, right? All of the builds also just playing the Fracture Dance in the side deck. I do kind of agree that having the trap in the main does help, but that's a local mentality versus, you know, plowing through like 13 rounds. You know, the consistent side of things probably tells you, maybe I shouldn't be having this card sticking around, because if I do, well, I might be hurting myself in the long day. Also, you know, actually being able to make the Beatrice with the Fiendsmith stuff to drop a specific piece you might need, or to clear out, you know, the big clown out of the deck. Okay. And our last list here is Herman Hansen's Ritual Beast deck. This build is jam-packed with plenty of going second options with the Dark Rollers here in the evenly matches as well. You do see that we have the Cowboy for time. We are playing the Dimensional Fissures. We are assigning the Dominus Purge as well. You do see Macrocosm on the Dimensional Fissures to have those good running floodgates to punish the opponent. Also playing the one copy of Steeds. I still like multiple Steeds, but, you know, once again, in a larger, long-rounded tournament, probably not going to get you the most results. Also, like these Book of Eclipses here. Very, very strong defensive options. Well, that is everything that we have for you out of Euros. We are still mastering the Magical Musketeer deck. I'll try to put together something this afternoon if more decks come out, but I do ask, obviously, this is a majority of what we had as of the filming this morning. So before you're like, where's that deck, Robbie? I can't believe this. It's not out yet. I can't make info poof. Alright, that's not how this works. So please, leave a comment down below, tell me what you guys think. I'll see your beautiful faces back here later in the day, guys. Peace. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.